What's good, YouTube? Gunnar here, and welcome to the channel. So before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when I drop a new video. Alright, so today we have a new video where we're going to be going over the upcoming Forbidden and Limited list that's going to be implemented into Master Duel. As you can see, I haven't looked at it yet, so let's take a quick look at what the Forbidden and Limited list for Master Duel is going to be coming up. Alright, so the implementation of the Forbidden Limited list is planned to occur on the date listed below, which is April 10th. So that's about, give or take, a little under 2 weeks, which is cool. Okay, so Forbidden Limited list implementation details. We have compiled the trends and results of decks used in ranked duels and events, and will limit cards and decks with outstandingly high usage and win rates in line with their impact on the meta. The changes made to the list reflect our aims of preventing decks from being too difficult to counter and ensure the game's tactical element is not compromised by overly short duels. So here it says, cards affected by this Forbidden and Limited list will be color labeled as follows. Blue equals cards for which the maximum number of copies has decreased. White, cards for which the maximum number of copies has increased. Okay, so cards to be limited, which means they're going to be put to 1. Skill Drain, amazing. Rivalry of Warlords, Goes in Match, Herald of Orange Light, Flawonderies, and the Magnificent Map. Alright, so before we move on past that, let's kind of take a look and analyze this a little bit. Throughout the game, Master Duel has been just flooded with floodgates. No pun intended there. Skill Drain has been at 3. Rivalry, I believe, is at 2 now, so it's going to be put to 1, which is nice. Same for Goes in Match, that's always been at 3. Herald of Orange Light, I want to say that's still been at 3, but I could be wrong about that. Flawonderies and the Magnificent Map. I'll be honest here, the meta has kind of pushed out Flawonderies, so I really don't agree with them limiting the Magnificent Map, because once they hit Barrier Statue, the deck is not as toxic as other people tend to think it is. So personally, I don't agree with putting the Magnificent Map to 1. I think you should have just left it alone. Honestly, I think you should have brought back Pot of Prosperity to 3, because realistically it was hit to 1 because of this deck. Now, my thoughts, honestly, I would have just, again, for me, I would probably ban these floodgates, but then again, there are ways to kind of out these cards, so I can understand why they're being put to 1. So I'm not mad at this, other than just like the Magnificent Map. I don't believe it should have been at 1. I think you leave the deck alone. Realistically, when you look at events, when you look at a lot of these tournaments, even outside tournaments like Master Duel Meta, when DK creates tournaments, a lot of the time they're all cash tournaments, so they're not official Konami tournaments. They're more third party, but even in his tournaments, the Wonderies had their time to shine. Once Barrier Statue got hit, nobody's playing this deck. Nobody is this deck is not shining. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Other than that, I'm really good with these floodgate cards being put to 1. I think there can be only 1, should have also been put here. Herald of Orange Light, that's also, maybe, I could understand it more so because the Ishizu stuff, and the potential of bringing tier limits pretty soon. You want to put this card to 1, so I can understand it in that aspect. So again, that's I'm also okay with that. But again, the map I don't believe should have been hit. Okay, so let's look at cards to be semi-limited. So cards to go to 2 is going to be Runic Fountain, Runic Tip, and Necroface. And then it looks like Thunder Dragon Hawk is going to be put to 3. So very nice. Thunder Dragon Hawk, you know, that's cool. I know a lot of people like Thunder Dragons. I'm definitely a fan of Thunder Dragon. I think it's a cool deck. I haven't built it personally, but you know, if I'm reminiscing on my Duel Links days, I really loved playing Thunder Dragons in Duel Links. Necroface, I'm not 100% sure why Necroface is hit. So if you guys know, you can let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know why that was hit. And then here we have Runic Tip and Runic Fountain. I also want to say that Runic, I know there's another Runic card that's to 2. I believe, I want to say it is Slumber or Freezing Chains. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I totally agree with hitting the Runic cards. The Runic cards, they're toxic, man. They're too broken. Runic is insane. Yeah, they might not sit here and always deck you out, but they're very, very hard cards to get past. There are definitely ways, so it's not like it's impossible, but I definitely don't think that the Runic cards really add any creativity to the game. I don't believe that they add any less toxicity within the game. I think they add to the toxicity. Thank goodness Mystic Mind's not around, but who knows if they're ever gonna put that on the limit 1 list. Who knows? We really don't know. But yeah, in my opinion, I think you just hit all Runic cards to 1 or something. Maybe that's too crazy. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe maybe you just hit Fountain to 1 and maybe the rest is okay. But you know, maybe that would be the way, you know, because I know in the TCG right now we have Runic Notoria, which is a really, really powerful deck, and you also have Runic Sprite, you know, decks like that in the TCG, where maybe the best thing to do to slow the engine down would be to hit the Fountain. That way you could Cosmic Cyclone the Fountain, and then you're not continuously having to deal with these quick play cards on your turn, and then the recyclability of the cards through Runic Fountain, and then 3 free draws off of the Fountain effect. So maybe that's something they should have kind of did. Maybe they should have put Fountain to 1 and maybe put Tip to 2, or maybe just leave Tip. You know, maybe that could have been better for the game. But then again, this game is a lot different than TCG. So you kind of have to navigate the ban list much more differently than you would the TCG. Okay, so let's continue. It says cards for which the limit on the number of copies will be lifted. So these are cards that are going to be either going from 1 to 3 or from 2 to 3. Okay, so let's take a look. We have Altergeist Multifaker. So this card was at 1 in the beginning of the game, and which I think was probably good. But now, you know, we have so many really, really fast decks, so many decks that are really, really powerful. I don't believe Altergeist is going to be anything, you know, crazy. I've played the deck a little bit here and there. It's definitely a fun deck. If you like decks that are control decks, if you like decks that have interruption through trap cards, if you like interacting with your opponent, I'm a huge fan of being able to interact with your opponent rather than one turn killing them. So this is really cool. They're going to put Multifaker to 3. Here you got Soul Eating Oviraptor. Very, very nice. He's going to be lifted as well, which is very nice for the Dino deck. Dino deck, for the most part, has been a really good deck. Definitely solid. Nothing broken. Nothing crazy. Just a good, solid rogue deck. Very, very nice. Let's take a look at Super Polymerization. Now, this is huge. Okay, one, this is huge for Branded Despia. This is huge for other decks that can utilize fusion summoning, right? This is probably going to be huge for Labyrinth. I could be wrong. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Labyrinth is a trap deck. Never mind. So let's cut that out. So yeah, Super Poly is going to 3. That's a huge board breaker of a card. A lot of people argue that Super Poly should probably be banned in the TCG. I don't know so much in Master Duel, just because we are in a format where it's just best of ones. So being able to draw this board breaker is really, really insane. So yeah, this card going to 3 is going to be crazy for Brandon Despia. Let's take a look at the next card. It's going to be Divine Wind of the Mist Valley. I believe that is the Harpy's field spell. I don't know too much about it, but that's probably a good thing for the deck. Harpies probably need something like that, or at least they're utilized within different Harpy archetypes. I know Harpy have their own specific field spell, which is Harpy's Hunting Ground, but I've seen builds where they use Divine Winds of Mist Valley as also another field spell. Here we have Galatea, the Orchist Automaton. I don't know much about Orchist. I was just getting back into the game, like learning, like kind of revisiting the game, kind of when Orchist was a thing. At that time, I wasn't really playing like TCG like I am now. I was more so just playing Duel Links and then kind of just learning, here and there for TCG. So I wasn't really around for Orchist format, like as a player. I seen it. I know they had Thunder Dragon Orchist, and I knew they were really powerful, but I never actually delved into the deck to really know how powerful it was. But I do know Galatea is really, really good for the deck. So it looks like Galatea is going to be going to 3. Here we got Spellbook of Judgment, also going to 3. So that's a really, really good card for Spellbook archetype. Yeah, very nice. And then here we have Spiral Quick Fix going to 3. This is huge for the Spiral deck, okay? Because for the longest, this card's been at 1, and this card's insanely broken. This card is so crazy. So you're definitely going to see a huge surge of, or at least a more prevalent Spiral deck being in the ranked system. You're going to be able to do a lot of good things with this card. I know this card has a lot of recyclability. I believe its effects not a once per turn. So I do know this card's actually insane for the archetype. So definitely I'm probably gonna delve into this deck. I've always liked Spiral. I have the real life Spiral core sitting in one of my binders, so it's actually a really, really cool archetype, and definitely gonna be interesting to see how this deck is gonna hit the meta and see if it's gonna make a splash into the tier list. But yeah, this is kind of my reaction so far. If we do scroll down a little more, we'll be able to see the dismantling bonuses results you'll get from the Forbidden and Limited list. So it says if a card is designed as limited, semi-limited, or forbidden on this Forbidden Limited list, a 20 points craft point bonus will be available when dismantling the card during the period below. The number of times the bonus can be gained corresponds to the reduction in the max copies of a card per deck due to the forbidden list. So basically here what they're saying is you're going to get 20 points when you dismantle a card rather than the 10. So very, very nice. You get a little bit of a bonus, but again, you're only going to be able to do this within a time frame, right? So see how it says here, this applies to cards that can be dismantled. So between April 10th and May 9th is the duration time where you can utilize and get this bonus from dismantling some of these cards that are banned, that are limited to 1, limited to 2, etc. So definitely keep that in mind. You definitely don't want to miss that, because then at that point you're kind of losing out. Or you could just keep the card and just wait. You know, keep your copies and just maybe hope that one day it'll come off the list. So yeah, here's an example that's pretty much going over, so you can read that at your own discretion. And then, okay, so yeah, basically that's the video. That is my live reaction to the ban list. I definitely think that this is gonna be good for the game, but again, I do have some concerns with some of these hits, whether that be, do I think it's justified or not. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is going to be a good hit to the ban list? Is it going to make a Master Duel more fun, or is it going to make a Master Duel more toxic? Is it going to make it more interesting to play? Are you going to play the game more, or are you not really going to play the game more? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, make sure you guys leave a like and a subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 200 subscribers, so hopefully we can hit that by the end of the year. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the channel, and I will see you later.